This was my worst experience in recent history. Okay, so first of all, ignore the Among Us gameplay. That's just for some sort of visual while I tell the story. This story is a real life experience I had at the gas station DK. When I first pulled up to the gas station, the workers were already upset. I say that because as I pull up, they were yelling at some homeless people who were just hanging out. I'm not fully sure what they said because I was in my car with the windows up, but as I decided to get out of my car, they weren't yelling, so unfortunately I can't give you any lore whenever it comes to that. Anyways, I sneaked down by them, I went inside, and I was trying to buy some water bottles. The brand I usually buy is Misty Bay, and the reason why is just because it's the cheapest brand at this place. There were three stacks of 24 packs of water bottles, standing at about 4 feet tall. I only mention that because it wouldn't make sense why I did what I did next. But I decided to grab one from the middle and I stacked it onto one to the right. That way I could grab two packs at once. And the reason why I did this is because since it was about the height I told you, it made it easier to grab them at the same time versus, having to completely bend over to grab them all stupid. Anyways, when I did this, the stack started to fall over. I did end up catching it, but I caught it like slightly tilted to the right, and I was just kind of holding it in place. I was so nervous it was gonna fall. So I decided to try to pick it back up, and as I tried to do that, I stood it straight back up and I began to let go, and it started falling again. So I was wondering why, and I began to feel down the side of it. That's when I realized that one of the packs fell sideways. I do not know how this happened, but since it was sideways, there was no way I was going to be able to stack them on top of each other again. So at this point, I am freaking out, but I am holding it, and all of a sudden, it just falls out of my hands, and all these water packs fall on the ground. A lot of them break, so there's water bottles just everywhere, loose all over the place. I do still have two of them in my hand, the original two that I was stacking on top, because I did do most of the lifting like with my body slash knee instead of with my hands. I did just fill that one and then I moved my hand back up to hold the two, and then that's whenever they all fell. So I went to go put the two down on the middle pat stack, and when I did that, both of the other two stacks fell to the floor, and a lot of packs broke. Water bottles are everywhere. I am freaking out. I do not know what to do. I had the most anxiety I've had in such a long time. This was such a horrible situation. The main worry on my mind was that I was going to have to pay for all these waters, which I did not have the money for at the time. One of the workers ended up coming inside and he asked me if I was looking for anything, and I just told him I was just trying to get some water and that I dropped them all. But give me just 1 second, please. Boom! Jump scare. So, anyways, the guy didn't end up getting mad. He helped me pick him up and take him to a back room. He didn't let me in the back room, so I just took him as close as possible to as I could. Anyways, I didn't get in trouble or anything, but I did have to suffer one of the most embarrassing moments of my life potentially. I hope you enjoyed my story, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.